You become consistent once you begin to trust. And by trust, I'm referring to trusting yourself, trusting the world around you, and trusting the universe, right? You need to trust in your abilities. You need to trust in your capabilities. You need to trust in your worth. And you need to trust in whatever it is that you do, that it is actually important and, in fact, serving other people, right? If we use content creation as an example, right? There's some small content creators here on YouTube that are afraid to post and afraid to grow their channel and afraid to grow to go all in because they don't fully trust themselves. They don't think that they're good enough. They don't trust in their abilities and what they can do. They don't believe that people will care about what they have to say or the message that they're going to share, right? And because they lack trust in themselves, they're fearful about recording themselves and posting content. They're fearful about putting themselves out there. They're fearful about the opinions of other people and what other people will say and how other people will judge them. In a lot of cases, that's a lack of trust for yourself. You need to trust that what you're doing is great, and you need to trust that there are going to be people out there who are interested in what you have to present, right? And I'm here to tell you that there will be people out there. Like, the reason why YouTube, like we love YouTube so much, is because there is a diversity of content. There is a wide range of different things, right? There's content creators that are interested in food. There's content creators who are interested in business, others that are interested in finance, others that are interested in entertainment and gaming and sports and even animals, right? Like, there's so many different niches and so many different channels that exist, right? And that's because each and every person decided to trust in themselves. They decided to trust in what they like, in their hobbies, in their passions, and they share that with the world. And the people who also resonate with that also will eventually, subscribe to them, watch their videos, support them, etc., etc. And that's why we love YouTube, because they have such a wide range. Now, just imagine how different YouTube would be if everyone just decided to try to be like everyone else, where there's only one type of content that exists. It wouldn't be as enjoyable. It wouldn't be as pleasurable, because then there's only one option. There's nothing else, right? Just imagine going to a restaurant and only seeing one menu item, and that's the same for every other restaurant you go to. There's just one item, and it's the same item in any restaurant you go to, right? Wouldn't be an enjoyable experience. So you want to begin trusting yourself and trusting in the work that you do, trusting in the content that you create and what you put out, right? Believing that you are working and building something great, that you are creating something that is going to be amazing, that other people are going to benefit from. That's how you need to look at it, right? You need to worry less about the negative opinions or the negative things, right? You need to have confidence and belief in yourself first and foremost before anything, because that belief is what's going to allow you to persist. Because if you didn't believe, you wouldn't persist. So when you have trust in yourself, you believe that you are good enough, that you are capable, and that you can get to whatever it is that you're going, right? So many content creators, they don't trust that they can actually get to wherever they want to go. And so because that, they're hesitant to record videos, they're hesitant to look into the camera, they're hesitant to just make content. They overthink everything. They try to wait until the perfect moment or try to be perfectionists. And I understand wanting to put out the best quality work, but at the same time, if you don't put out anything, how is anyone ever going to find you? How is anyone ever going to hear about you, right? They won't, because you haven't created anything. So once you build trust in yourself, you can finally begin going through the process. And this is with all things, right? You can be on a fitness journey, and you will be consistent with your fitness journey once you trust yourself that you are doing everything right, that you are eating healthy, that you're subtracting all of the unhealthy, sugary food items, that you're working out consistently and showing up each and every day and holding yourself accountable. You will eventually see the results. You'll show up each and every day and you'll see the results, because you trust in yourself that you are going to show up each and every day and you're going to make the right decision. You see, like, getting healthy is about compounding. It's about making the right decision over and over and over, right? Because each and every day you are going to be tempted with unhealthy foods, with sugary things, with right? You're going to be tempted, but having trust in yourself and believing that you can do something is what's going to allow you to make the right decisions until you get there, right? Now, the other element of trust that I think a lot of people struggle with is trusting the world and trusting the universe. You need to trust that there is a higher power at play that is organizing all the events behind the scenes to deliver you what it is that you want. And the thing about that is the events that are lining up behind the scenes, your senses are not able to pick that up. And so it's going to seem like nothing is happening. It's going to seem like if each and every day you wake up and the physical facts of your life, the evidence of your life, if that hasn't changed, you're going to think that there's nothing in motion. But I'm here to tell you that there is, right? If you've asked for something, if you said your prayers for certain things, right, that you desire certain, wishes and dreams, trust that your prayers have been answered and the universe is organizing the events behind the scenes in order to deliver you what you've asked for. You need to believe that what you want wants you. I'm gonna say that again. You need to believe that what you want wants you. That whatever desires you have that you've asked for, you have to believe that it is rushing to you in record speed because the universe wants to deliver you what you've asked for. And if you lived your life believing that what you want wants you, how different do you think you'd be living your life, right? You'd be waking up excited and ecstatic, knowing that the dream house is on the way, the dream car is on the way, the dream partner, dream relationship, the dream vacation, that all of it is on the way. You would be waking up ecstatic for that, right? That's trusting in the world and trusting in the universe. Most people don't wake up ecstatic. Most people, they wake up and they see that everything's still the same, and then they're frustrated because things aren't the way they want it to be. So if you knew that you would be happy if you were to be given all your dreams and desires, right? Because that's why you want them anyways, to be happy. But you're waking up unhappy all the time, right? You see that there is a clear disconnect, right? That means that you're not trusting in the universe. You're not trusting in the higher power that's working its magic. Because your senses can't pick it up, you think that there's nothing actually happening. But things are happening behind the scenes. You just need to have faith and believe, right? Look at myself as an example. As of the recording of this video, I have over, or pretty much close to 500 videos posted on my channel. And, I've seen plenty of smaller content creators with less videos and less content and probably less useful information completely pass me with subscribers and view counts and all those amazing things, right? A reason why I don't really get worried or concerned about that is because I know that my blessings are reserved for me. That I know that in due time, I'll eventually get what I deserve, right? That things will work out and things will align for me at the perfect time when I'm ready for it. And me continuously posting and providing you guys with valuable content is showing you that I still believe and that I still trust. It shows you that I'm going to continue until that moment happens. And guess what? When that moment does happen and everything does take off, I'll still continue because I've already built the habit of doing this, right? Because I trust. If I'm going to continue even when things don't appear to be working itself out, that means that I have trust and belief and faith that everything is working itself out behind the scenes. And all I need is just that one video to take off. And then guess what? People are going to uncover an entire catalog of hundreds of videos where I've provided tremendous amount of value that can truly change someone's life. It's only a matter of time, right? So that's why that doesn't concern me. That's why I don't compare myself and my journey to other people, because I know where I'm headed. I know the power in these videos and I know where I'm headed, and I know that it's inevitable for me to get there. It just needs to be that one video. If I give up, then that one video that would take off probably might not happen if I give up. But me trusting is me knowing that it's a done deal, that where it is that I want to be at and where it is that I'm headed, that it's already a done deal, that I will get there. Which is why I still continue to put one foot in front of the other, even if it might seem like for a lot of people wasted effort, right? It's no different than going to the gym and then you working out the first couple of days, the first week, the first 2 weeks, and you look at your body and your body still looks the same, right? For most people, they'll be like, oh, this working out stuff doesn't work. It works for everybody else, but it doesn't work for me. Until you realize that you're not really going to see anything the first week, right? But it's like, if you continue compounding the effort, right, and you remain consistent because you trust in yourself, you trust the process, you trust in everything else, then you will eventually see the results as long as you continue. So it's this whole idea of instant gratification versus delayed gratification, right? People who operate with instant gratification, if they don't get a reward right away, then they don't think it's worth it. And that's because they don't trust in the process and they don't trust where they're going. But if you trust in where you're going, then you understand in many cases that delayed gratification is normal. And that's okay, because as long as you're chasing after something worthwhile, then that's what matters, right? So when you believe in yourself and you believe that you are good enough and that you are capable and that you could be, do, or have anything, you will be consistent because you operate with a supreme confidence, right? You operate as if it were impossible to fail, because it is, right? You cannot fail. Failure doesn't exist, right? Let me just say that, right? But if you truly believe that it were impossible for you to fail, you would continue at it until you get your reward, right? Because think about this. How can you fail if you never quit? Because if you're still on your journey and if you still continue, then you've never been a failure, because you're still on your path to whatever it is that you're going. And if you know where it is that you're going, if you have a dream, a goal, a desire, and you're working towards that, then that makes you successful because you're working towards that. You know where you're going. So you can never fail if you never quit. But what you need to understand about failure is that failure and success are on the same highway. It's just that success is the last exit of the highway and failure is any exit before reaching the end. But even then, failure still doesn't exist if you take any of the exits before reaching success, because like you still walk away with something, right? Like you still walk away with additional data, additional information, additional life experiences that you take with you, right? So failure is never actually failure because you still walk away with something. It's not like you walk away with nothing. You still walk away with having learned something, with having experienced something. So it's never a failure because you can carry those experiences with you moving forward. And you can always, just like if you're ever driving, you exit a highway, you can always find a way to enter the highway again. The same idea. So you can always just go back in and continue striving towards that goal or that dream again. And once again, you'll do that once you begin to trust in yourself and what you can do. You have to trust in your abilities. You have to believe that there is more than enough space for you in this world, right? Like if you're here, small content creator on YouTube, you need to believe that there are going to be people who are going to absolutely love your content or absolutely will love you as a person. It doesn't matter how many content creators have 1 million subscribers or 10 million subscribers. It doesn't matter any of that stuff because you are your own unique person. So you can provide something unique, something different that the world has never seen before. That's how it works. So there's always going to be space for each and every one of us, and you need to trust that. And once you trust in everything, you say, you know what? I'm going to keep doing this and I'm going to keep working towards it. And this is with everything, right? The moment our trust and our belief begins to waver, those are the moments where we become hesitant, and then we begin believing less in our capabilities and begin taking less action towards the things that we want to create and build. But the moment you build trust and have complete trust in your capabilities and the universe that everything is working itself out perfectly at the right timing to deliver you what you've asked for, then you just put one foot in front of the other, and you won't question, and you won't worry, and you won't be impatient, you won't be anxious, because you already know it's a done deal, right? In my mind, it's a done deal that I've arrived at my destination for where it is that I want to go here on YouTube. And even when I arrive at my destination, guess what? I can celebrate, go back to sleep, and wake up and know that I still have to repeat the process, because I'm not here on YouTube just to hit 1 million subscribers, celebrate, and then retire, right? Like, I'm here to continue building off that. So I trust that everything is working itself out at the right time. You need to believe that divine timing is a real thing, that events are happening behind the scenes, organizing to help you get to wherever it is that you're going. So you become consistent at anything once you begin to trust. And by trust, it's by you trusting yourself, trusting that everything's fine, that nothing's broken, that you are exactly where you need to be. And it's a matter of you continue to build and getting better and improving by 1% each and every day to help yourself get to whatever it is that you're going. And if you remain consistent, dedicated, disciplined, then you will eventually arrive at your destination, right? To be extraordinary in life, right? To be the best, to be at the industry leader, to be at the top of anything, right? To be extraordinary, if you hyphenate the word, it is to do the ordinary extra. It is to do what most people are not willing to do, which is to be consistent. Because it's so much easier to not be consistent. It's so much easier to not show up and have to do the same thing over and over and over, right? It's so much easier to just give up and to not even try, right? Because if you don't try, then you're not putting yourself out there. So then you're not, putting yourself out there to be criticized by other people, to be, right? It's just so much easier to not do anything. But if you decide and you believe that you are destined for greatness, that you can be, do, or have anything, then you will begin to trust yourself. And once you trust yourself, right, you'll build towards wherever it is that you want to go. So that wraps up the video. Enjoy the video. Do leave a like and subscribe as we're on the road to a million subscribers, guys. So once again, it's Joel, and I'm out. I'll see you guys for the next video.